Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining in, and not just joining in, but joining in on time. We would wait a few more minutes, maybe like 3 minutes, for others to join in. But in the meantime, if you don't mind, you can just in the chat section just tell us your name and where you are joining from. Are you joining from Lagos? Are you joining from Abuja? Wherever it is you're joining from, just tell us your name and where you're joining from, if you don't mind, while we wait for like 3 minutes for others to join in before we start. So please tell us where you're joining from. Just state your name and where you're joining from. Let's welcome you specially. Thank you for joining in. Hi, Dominica from Sokoto. Interesting. Anyone? Paul, welcome from Ibadan. Wow, that's interesting. Welcome. Thank you for joining in. Anyone else want to tell us their name and where they are joining from? Henry from Lagos. Hi, Henry. Thank you for joining in. Henry from Lagos. Thank you. Anyone else want to tell us what's your name and where you're joining from? Please feel very free, feel very relaxed and comfortable. That's why that music is at the background, right? For you to be very, very relaxed. Just tell us your name and where you're joining from. Anyone else? Anyone else? Hi, Sarah from Lagos. Thank you for joining. Anyone else? Hi, Viola from Abuja. Interesting. Thank you for joining. Anyone else? Anyone else? We have 1 more minute before we start. Anyone else? Welcome, guys. Thank you very much for joining in, and not just joining in, but joining in on time. Keeping to time is very important. I'm Arachi from Lagos. Guys, thank you all very much for telling us where you're joining in from. So we definitely have different people from different states in Nigeria. Thank you very much for joining in. I also want to specially welcome our speaker who is already here. He joined very early. Thank you very much, sir. Now we have 1 more minute. Nero from Lagos. Thank you for joining in. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to start now. We're going to start with an opening prayer. And Kemi, can you please take the opening prayer for us, please? Kemi. Kemi, can you hear me? Okay, I don't think Kemi can hear me. So let me just take it then. Lord, in Jesus' name, Father, we thank you for helping us to be here. Thank you for every single person who is here. Thank you, Lord God Almighty, for this program because we know we're about to be impacted seriously. We thank you for our speaker. We thank you for our participants. We thank you for everything. Please take control. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so we're moving on to an introduction of, I'm sure you guys have been hearing ASADS. ASADS means Anti-Suicide and Depression Squad. But we're going to have the founder of the organization talk to us a bit about the organization and the vision, the mission, and what we aim to do. But before he comes up, let me read his bio. Timothy Asobele Emmanuel Dare is a Nigerian lawyer, mental health advocate, humanitarian, project manager based in Nigeria. He is the founder of Executives Helping Initiative and Anti-Suicide and Depression Squad, a subgroup of Executives Helping Initiative. Dare is super passionate about mental health, humanitarian works, and ensuring that the voices of people dealing with mental health issues are heard. He is also focused on creating solutions to societal issues, such as mental health platforms for people to find expression and get fast-paced help. Guys, I introduce you to Daria Sobele, who will be talking to us about ASADS. Daria, please go ahead.
All right, thank you so much, Timmy. Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning. I know that we have different audiences here. My name is Daria Sobele, just like Timmy read. So I'm a mental health advocate, and I'll just quickly go straight to it. So ASADS means Suicide and Depression Squad. And so we're a mental health organization, a group of executives of an initiative based in Nigeria. But our services is available to anyone, anywhere, all over. And so basically what ASADS is trying to do is to see how we can create a buffet of mental health solutions. So we have a WhatsApp forum in which later on during the session, some of our team members will drop a Google form if you're interested in joining. So basically what we do in the forum is that we have mental health related conversations on the forum, and we share mental health related materials that can help people. On this forum, we have people that are both struggling with their mental health and people that are not as well. And then aside from that, we also have access to mental health professionals, local and foreign, where people can reach out to them, which is a paid service. They pay directly to the professionals. And then we have our ASAD listeners, which are literally mental health first aiders, right? So these are people that have been trained to be able to listen to you and to be able to assist with some of mental health related issues. You know, the way you just have an injury and you need first aid, right? Before you are now assigned to a mental health professional. And then aside from that, we also have some other activities. So every first Saturday of the month, we have a free Zoom training. And so this is the first Saturday in August. And aside from that, every first Sunday of the month on Twitter by 7 p.m., we have a mental health conversation on Twitter. And aside from that, every last Saturday of the month in Lagos, we have a physical support group whereby people come and they sign non-disclosure agreements. And so whatever you see at this physical support group is confidential as well. We also have other activities such as Conversation and Chill, which happens quarterly. And then we also have our annual conference called Mental Health Speaks. So this year is going to be called Mental Health Speaks 4, which is the 4th edition as well. So that's just basically it. So at this session, we want you guys to learn because for us, we've come to understand that every 40 seconds, someone takes their life. And so that means every year, 800,000 people commit suicide globally. In Nigeria, we're over 200 million. We don't have up to 1,000 professional mental health. We don't have up to 1,000 mental health professionals in Nigeria in terms of therapists as well. And so what that means is that even if we had 1,000 of these people, it means one person has to cater to about 200,000 people, which is a lot. And so what we're deciding to do is, train people for free, as many people as possible for free, get this information, help yourself and help other people as well. So our goal is just to assist as much as possible. So that's just basically it. So please enjoy the session, take notes, ask questions, don't be shy. There's going to be a breakout session towards the end. Connect with people, learn from them. And thank you so much for your time. Yeah, so that's just about it. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, Dari. I am sure we heard, and at least we have an understanding of what we aim to do. Mental health is important, in our society, and it's a conversation everyone needs to have. And that's one thing that ASADS is doing. We're trying to make sure that everybody is free and able to just talk about mental health and educate ourselves. And that is the very essence of this free mental health training. So I did not introduce myself at the beginning of the session. My name is Temi Vaughn, and I'll be your anchor for today. So we're moving right into what we're here to. We're moving to listen to our speaker for today. I want us to, let me just tell you a few things before I introduce our speaker, right? When we attend seminars like this, one thing that happens is that you hear things that you haven't heard before. You get educated. Your mindset begins to be renewed. So my advice to you is try as much as possible to be in a place where you can focus, where you can concentrate. We're going to be here for a few hours. It's not going to be long. So try as much as possible to get everything that you can. And then you're getting it for yourself. And hopefully you're going to be able to go out there to also help people from what you learn. Right. So Dari has already spoken to us about why we organize this free mental health training. It's really to just educate people. Mental health is something that everybody needs to be aware of, because you might have somebody beside you, maybe a friend or a family member, who is going through a breakdown in their mental health. And because you are knowledgeable, you can offer first aid help, right? So, but if you're not aware of what mental health is, if you don't even know how to help, if you're not observant enough, then there's no way that you can be able to offer that help. And God forbid, when people are depressed for too long and it's not treated, right? It can get into, contemplating suicide, and we don't want that. And that's why we're here. So please get at it as much as you can. Ask questions when it's time to ask questions. And I'm very sure that at the end of this, you'll be glad that you joined. So let me introduce to you our speaker. Guys, once I do introduce our speaker, please, in the comment section, just, if you're going to clap. If you're going to say welcome. He's not in Nigeria, he's in the United States, and he chose to join us all the way from the United States, right? His name is Mr. Edidion Udo Afa. He's a resident doctor at Caribbean Heart Institute, Adult Health and Caregiving. He's a pastor and counselor at Church of Pentecost, and he's married to Mrs. Ade Torera, and they are blessed with a son. Today is a very, very special one because we're going to be talking about social media and mental health. And I know that we all have an idea of how the social media can affect our mental health. And Mr. Edidion has chosen to spend time with us today to educate us all the way from the United States. So please, before he comes on, let's just say welcome. Let's thank him. Let's just have hands clapping, right? Let's just welcome him. Please welcome him. Please let him feel at home. Let's welcome him. Thank him. He's taking time out of his very busy schedule to do this for us, to train us for free, to speak to us for free. It is an honor indeed to have you here, sir. Thank you very much for choosing to do this. Thank you very much. We really, really appreciate you. On behalf of ASADS, we say a very big thank you. Thank you. So guys, please get relaxed and listen. Welcome, sir.
Oh, thank you so very, very much. Thank you everyone for the love. As we all know, as my name implies, I'm a Nigerian and I'm actually in South America, which is Guyana. Guyana is a country. Nobody really knows Guyana, but we're in South America. Not United States, but South America. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Brother Temudo, I thank you. Dari, God bless you for the work you're doing. Really, really appreciate it. It's good to be a part of it. So I won't take much of your time, and I want to go into, already we went through the flyer. Those of us who got the invite saw what was written out there, and it is no new thing for you and I. It is no new thing that we understand certain things. It is no new thing that we know that social media has taken over the lives of people. It is no new thing that we all resort to social media to be able to meet our needs. So I'm trying to share my screen. We all resort to social media to try to, meet our needs, whatever the need might be. We try to do that. And that's why we're here to discuss, because social media we have today is not the social media of yesterday. Social media of today is different. And it has its good sides and it has its bad sides. So we will just continue as we learn. As you have on the screen, I shared my screen for discussing social media and your mental health. I want to appreciate everyone on the line. I appreciate my wife, she's also on the line. And I have some family also who joined in right here in Guyana. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. So this is what we'll be discussing today. I'll be very brief, but we can amplify it more, but to cut down on time and go straight to the point, we'll just work on this. What research tells us, and we'll look at the few stressors of social media, which we will see. We'll look at social media wellness, how to get better, how to get well on social media, because it's very important. Then we'll look at the benefits of social media. Then that'll be a thank you. Onward to Q&A. All right, so this is what research tells us. This is when I was studying and preparing for this. I came upon this picture and I took a screenshot. It says that 145 minutes, for every 145 minutes, the amount of people spend on social media daily. And I was thinking, is it just 145 minutes? When I realized that even in our culture today, in a whole day, some people can spend as much as 4 hours on social media. I have a picture, I don't know, I missed putting it online. is a picture that shows, I don't know if you can, let me use my phone. I think I had it on my phone. And I fell in love with that picture, but I didn't include it. It was, oh, I didn't save it. It was a picture of somebody in the washroom, using the loo, using the toilet, sitting down and holding an iPad and just having fun. Have you tried that before? If you've ever done that before, you realize that you could spend as much as 3 hours unnoticed. 3 hours unnoticed on social media. So I think this is more, when more data comes out, we'll have a better picture. And now let's continue with what we have here on the screen. What we have here on the screen here. So now we learn here that internet use, we're coming back to yes, research. What research shown us by my research. And internet use in general significantly affects participation in real life experiences. It is normal, it happens every time. When we get so used to it, there are many pictures. If you go online, just trying to search it, you will see so many things. I saw one that there was a baby, there was the father, there was a mother, and siblings. Everybody was on their phone, either on a phone or a tablet or something. So we miss out on real life experiences. Of course, we know by when we engage rather in excessive use of social media. Back to where we are. Now, research has also shown that increased time spent online is related to, I didn't finish it, is related to issues that we experience. What am I saying? In essence, online, what happens is, especially in this post-COVID, COVID and post-COVID, anything we see online is able to drive our life. Anything that we see online is able to pull our lives. Whatever information we're getting online, whether it's true, whether it's untrue. If I do not a census now in the house, there will be some persons who would not have taken the COVID vaccine. Why? Because of what one or two persons would have pushed out online. I hope nobody here is like that, but of course it's possible. But you're not wrong. We are where we are today because of information. And the thing about this post-COVID time or time that everyone came back home is that social media became the new platform for so many things. New platform for information spread. No matter the information, true or false, negative or positive, as long as you have a smartphone, you have internet, you can record yourself, you can say whatever you want to say, you put it out there, and then thank God for the algorithms, it keeps coming up, people keep watching. The more people keep watching negative information, it negatively impacts their life. The more they keep watching, listening, getting involved with positive information, it also positively impacts their life. So research has shown us that we increase more time online related to relational issues we have right now. Now, a decline in communication with family members, or adequate support, to begin with. What am I saying here? It means that when we're online, we can connect with 1,001 groups and then not be able to grasp the blessing of communicating with people in real time, communicating with support groups in real time. Why? Because you have so many things. For example, as a medical practitioner, it is normal that you see people go online and check how they feel. So when they come before the doctor, they come before doctor with a preconceived, idea or notion because they Googled it online. Google has been the answer to so many things. So instead of going to the doctor with an open mind, doctor, here's my issue, here is A, this is B, this is C. They go to the doctor and say, this is how A should be, this is how B should be, and this is how C should be. And the doctor is wondering, the doctor is saying, if you know all these things, why then did you come? So it's not to say that social media is bad. There are good sides and the bad side. I'm only bringing to you what research has proven to us. Now, research has also shown that reduction of internet usage, social, circle. That means that back to where we were before, when we increase time on social media, we reduce our general social circle. Then the next one is that when more time on social media will affect and reduce our sleep habit or good sleep. Normally, we need to get, we always say it's at least 8 hours of sleep, at least 8 hours. If you can't do 8 hours because of a busy schedule, what you have to do, try and get at least 6 to 7 hours at night. Try. But involving in social media gets us to the point where we reduce that sleep. And I put in bracket the blue light effect. After now, you can go and check it out. Google it's one called the blue light effect. In other words, that's why we always advise 2 hours, at least 2 hours, at least. Okay, I know things will be hard. You want to recline and rest before you sleep, but at least an hour before you sleep, please try, keep your phone aside. That's why in the modern facilities we have, the modern phones, the latest iPhones, iPads, laptops, whatever we have, there's what we call the night mode. It darkens the screen. And then there's another one that we call True Tone. It's about, very modern devices, True Tone. It takes away the blue lights or the bright light, which is of course blue light, and it kind of gives us a warm feel. Your phone, you can check it, you can set it. Please do well to set. If you have a current device that can do it, please do well to set it, so that in case you want to use your phone, you have that feeling that it's a rest feeling that can get you to sleep. Right? I will not stress much on that, but technological companies have done so. Even televisions, modern day televisions do it. At night, the light is adjusted from being the bright, bluish white light to a more brownish tan kind of light. All right, so do your best. Try to reduce, the usage of phones. I know the phone have so many things. For those of us who are Christians, your Bible is there. The Muslims, your Quran is there. You have some information you want to check, some news feed you want to look into just before the night is over. That is fine. But try and give yourself time, 1 hour to 2 hours before you sleep, so that you can accommodate for a good sleep regimen. You can have nice sleep, at least 6, 7, or 8 hours as it were. All right. So the next point is that when we increase social media time, this increases our feeling of depression and loneliness. I know this is relative, but we'll talk about it more as we go down. But let me just give you a little hint. How do I mean when it increases feelings of depression and loneliness? Because, like I said, many people would have seen my post, and yet we wouldn't get connected. Or no one will get connected with my post. No one will comment on my post. No one will like my post, especially if I put up something. And that makes people feel that, the whole world is against me. Nobody really likes me. I put up something online and nobody checks it. That's why when we put up something online, I know many of us are still are caught in that rut where we put up something online. We, especially for example, typically WhatsApp status. We put up a status, we have to go and check how many people viewed the status. If nobody viewed the status, we feel that we're alone, we feel depressed, feel like we're not important. All right. Finally, I think this is the final one. Okay, another one is people spend majority of time on social networking sites, looking at peers, profiles, and photos, rather than posting and updating their own profiles. And what I'm picking up here is that we on social media, we like to, it's two ways. We like to go and check out what people are doing, and then we get involved with other person's life, and then we don't even post out because we feel inferior, or we feel that we don't have what is enough that others can also like. That brings us to that part of depression. And then there's another one. This is a beautiful one I love so much. Computer-mediated communication may lead to mistaken impressions about physical appearance, educational levels, success, intelligence, moral integrity, happiness of other people, and thus will increase depression. It's a long story, But what this simply means, example, on your Snapchat filter, on your Snapchat, what we call the filters, and the filters give you, you can put up nice things, and the filters cleanse your faces, your facial expressions, and all of those things. Your filters cleanse you, filters make the environment look nice. There is editing, there is Photoshop, and so on. I thought I was in a meeting. The pastor's meeting, and I was sitting down here in my office like this. I don't have a big bookshelf at the back like you see. It's a plain back. I keep my books around me and all that. But there was some pastors in the meeting that sat down behind a massive bookshelf. So I was in the meeting and I'm watching. And you know what went through my mind? It was like, these guys are doing so much. They are reading so much. And I'm not reading. These guys are reading. I'm also meant to be a medical doctor and all that. But these guys are not studying. But then I realized, and I saw someone, and I watched the person close on the Zoom call. And I realized it was only a backdrop. It was a background. So it's the background of bookshelf. I said, oh dear. You see what our technology is taking us to? Bringing us to a level of mistaken impression. So I looked at the man, I said, you read a lot though. But in reality, that is a backdrop from the internet. A background he took from the internet. And then thank God for Zoom, I could change my backdrop right now. I could just appear right now on the beach. I could appear right now in the library. So all of these things, bring us to a point where we feel inferior, we feel other people are better than us, and we try to live fake lives. It affects our psychology, so we try to live fake lives to show what is not there. So on a media thing like this, if, for example, I'm supposed to come on a call like this, what will I do to make people know I'm important? Find a nice office somewhere. I'm at home today, Saturday. Find somewhere nice. Get some nice things to put up everywhere. Wear a suit, wear a tie. But I said, no, let me just be simple. Information is more important than whatever we carry. Presentation is good, but the physics doesn't affect so much. Are we together? So let's jump in quickly. I hope you got up to that point. Now, when we're a lot on social media, it leads us to a point of constant self-evaluation and competition. With users, with every other person who have incorrectly perceived, characteristics that others, of others, and feel jealousy. What am I saying here? It's still the same thing. When we keep looking at other people's posts, other people's best lifestyle, we feel jealous. We feel, that's why when people travel out, when I came to South America, Guyana, there's no snow here like Nigeria. There's tropical weather. So some people come in here, some young ones who came as medical students and all that, when they come here, guess what they're looking for? Where is the snow? Where can I take picture and send back home? How would they know how to travel without? All of this, why? Because we're constantly evaluating ourselves and trying to be in competition because of what we see on the social media and the influence it has on our self-esteem. All right, now let's jump in quickly to the common stressors. And things that affect our social media is called stressors. It stresses us a lot. And I don't think they are very good in, or rather, it's good for us to accept all of these stressors. So you can see underneath the slide, I have a little picture of different social media sites, Instagram, Facebook, what do you have it, YouTube, WhatsApp, Pinterest, you can name them. Now, number one stress we're looking at what I call highlight reels. Highlight reels. This is a collection of the best and brightest and finest moments that you ever have. On social media, what am I saying? We put up our best because others have put up their own best. We put up our best wins or whatever we have that will make us look great. And when we're having fun with friends and families and so on and so forth, I want to take us to a nice picture here. You see this picture on my screen here? I think this thing is blocking our view. Have you seen this nice picture here? If you focus on what we have, focus on this, the one on the Instagram. This is a wonderful friend of mine. He lives in Abuja. He belonged to our fellowship. Pekka. If you know of Pekka, Google it. And he put up this in one of the pictures. He did it himself. And he cropped out this Instagram site and then put out differently. People were like, wow, awesome, wow, awesome. And hey, have you seen his room underneath? So on social, what am I saying here? These are the real. On social media, we put up our best out and we leave the messy away. Oh, I wish you would have put up everything, taken a broad picture of everything. Let people see who it really is. But no, this is how many of us live our lives. This is how many people live their lives, and we look at what they do and we jump in and be like, oh dear, this guy. Guess what? If you look at the picture alone, it looks like he's either in a hotel, he's preparing for a meeting, so he's just getting a nice snapshot. But if you look underneath, it's not a hotel. You have a mirror at the side. You have, tissue paper on the floor, shoes, clothes, dirty clothes scattered. You have a shoe on the bed. Such messy life. What am I coming to say? That on social media, we put out our best reels. We put out the best for people. And others also put out the best for us. That's why I said we live in competition. When we do all of this, it affects our mentality. It affects our sense of belonging, our sense of trueness to ourselves. It affects who we really are. Something that Stephen Ford is a pastor, best-selling author in North Carolina of the Elevation Church. He said something that we struggle with insincerity because we compare ourselves. We compare our behind the scenes with everyone else's highlight reel. What does this mean? It means that we're comparing ourselves, our life generally, because we know we ourselves. We compare how we are, where we live, what is going on around us with what we see online, the best part of everybody's life. You know why we have a problem today? And they say, oh, Africa is poor. That's why when we go and say, a lot of us have watched these things online. People in the US would say something, and they would say, talking about is Africa a country or whatever, and then people say Africa as a country. Why? And then you ask them, what is their idea? What do they hear about Africa? Poor people, hungry people, kwashoko children walking around. So that when we travel, I'm in the US, so that in Guyana here, when we tell people about Nigeria, and they go and Google it, and they watch Nigerian movies, they're like, what? They see the houses, they see the people they light up, they see the cars, and they're wondering, is this Nigeria? I tell them, of course. I tell them, of course, it's true. Like, why Nigeria? Well, Nigeria is not what we claim. No. Even the worst country, I don't know, I won't call any name, but even the poorest of countries, when you go there is something to enjoy. So now we shouldn't compare ourselves with what others are doing, with the enjoyment that people show online, and then all of that. Now let's continue. The second stressor, that leads us to the second stressor on social media, which is what I call social currency. Currency is anything that is of value, that we trade for something of value. Anything like, for example, currency, money, dollar, naira, euro, pound, sterling, whatever. Currency is also character. Character is the currency. You can trade for somebody's help and all that. We all know these things. I will not go to motivational. But here, we see here that even the likes and the shares have now become a currency of social media, a currency to prove and to validate our value. These have become, I wrote down here that these have become the form of social currency that we use to attribute value to something, to someone, or to a post. The likes, the shares, and the comments. You watch YouTube videos, those who are uploading, they'll tell you, please like, please share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. What are they telling you? They're trying to build up a currency. That's why when we see most of our content creators, you have 1,000 viewers on Instagram, 1,000 followers on Instagram. It's like, oh, wow. We have 10,000, we have this and all of that. We have YouTube content creators that have 1 million followers, 10 million followers, also or YouTube subscribers. And that gives us a sense of value that, hey, what I'm doing, or I am valuable. Excuse me. That gives us a sense of value. And what I'm doing is very valuable. And I'm doing good. So we have the like. That's why today anybody can do anything and get likes. But the reason we do more things to get likes. Go and find out on Facebook, social on Facebook, on TikTok. On TikTok is the most popular right now. TikTok before it was Snapchat that was gaining traction, but TikTok now has now gained that traction. You can find out everyone is pushing things. Some people just put out nothing. When I mean nothing, I mean, you know what I mean. Anything. You sleep and wake up, you put on Instagram, you put it on TikTok. You lie on your bed, you're stretching, you're dancing. Go and check TikTok. Some can't even dance. But they push it out there, expecting a like, expecting a comment, expecting a share. All right, let's continue. I got this online. He said, all we're looking for in all of this social currency is to build up what we call like a good social economy. And look at it, is we're looking for the economy of attention. It brings us to a wonderful topic, which we're not going to talk about today, is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. You can go and check it out. We will not talk about too much today, but this is what happens. You must just notice me. You must notice me. I think I'm valuable, so you must notice me. These likes and shares and comments are changing our sense of identity. Look at what I wrote here. We hinge our lives to what people think about us. That is proven or validated by how many likes do we receive, how many shares we receive, how many comments we receive. Someone told me something that these days, anything you put out there will get a comment, will get a like. Anything you put out there. Gone are those days where you go on YouTube, you are establishing a content. You have a package of what you are going to bring forth to the world. That these days, go and find out some new chapters, not chapters rather, some new accounts or what do you call it, channels that come up on YouTube and all that. There's nothing there. You go to the bio, go and check what is this channel all about. You will hear things. I'm not against them, sorry. That's why I'm bringing it. You hear things like what do you call it? Music, lifestyle, religion, love, family. But then they cramp everything inside. How then can we have something substantial to watch? But everyone is of the opinion. Put out something there, somebody will watch it. Put out anything, and people watch it. Why? When people watch it and they comment, like and share. With the more they comment, the more valuable we think we are. The less they comment, the less valuable we think we are. Let's continue. Now that leads us to the next point, which is, this was also there in the flyer. This is what we call the fear of missing out. This is also what we would call the fear of missing out. Are you seeing my screen clearly?
Yes, you can.
All right, thank you. If you're there, you can give us a shout out. You can put a thumb up to know that we're communicating. The fear of missing out. The fear of missing out is actually a social anxiety. It's such a fear that you're not getting what is happening. It's, how will I call it? A few days ago, I had my child. He was born, and it's almost like he wants to get to know and see what's happening. Have you seen babies like that? You see babies or children, anything that happens, any sound they hear, the turning, such that my son will be sleepy, very sleepy, and then you're trying to pet him, you're trying to rock him to sleep and all that, and he hears the slightest sound, what happens to him? He just wakes up. He turns his head and he gets so distracted, gets so busy. And I'm like, you're supposed to be sleeping. Why did you get up? What are you looking for? What is missing? You're supposed to be sleeping. So that's what we have the fear of missing out. Whereby, we want to get in because we think we'll miss out on a potential connection or an event or an opportunity. That's why many of us, we subscribe, we go and join many blogs, we join vlogs, we join, I think then was Linda Ikeji blog. That was a popular one to go and see all the weddings, all the okay, that's actually specialist for weddings. Linda Ikeji had the vintage gist. So you want to know what's happening in town, what's going on with you. We join all of these things so that we can have a picture of what's going on. So we subscribe to YouTube channels. We, go to all these things so that we can follow up, and then we subscribe. We hit the bell notification. So notifications, every time we get notifications, our eyes on the phone. Sometimes it is even a notification, just maybe send a text or maybe call someone, or maybe it's time to rest. But we think it's social media or to catch the latest information. It's what we call the fear of missing out. And look at what I wrote here. With these notifications constantly coming, we are really bothered that they are not checked. The more likes that we're getting, more, and then thank God for our phones now, we get internet, we just check phones. Wow, Snapchat, there's a notification of Snapchat, there's notification for WhatsApp, there's a Facebook notification, there is TikTok notification, there is Instagram. At the point I don't go and look at my phone, I just clear it. I just begin clearing. Clear all. This one there was a live stream here, it's not uploaded here. Oh my goodness. It can be so misleading, it can be so leading. Why? Because it takes away our focus. The way the numbers keep increasing. Oh, on Instagram, there are 50 notifications. On WhatsApp, there are 102. For those of us in different groups. When it keeps on increasing, it leads us to the point where it looks like we're addicted to social media. The point of addiction. So how then can we break free? How then do we help ourselves? It will be unreasonable to say first things first. Many people say that we've gone through some level of therapy and all of that, and then hey, social media detox yourself, detoxify yourself. Go on 1 year without it. Go on 6 months without it. Those things are very good and very wonderful. They're very good, yes. But if not for social media, you will not be here today. Because Zoom is a social media, it's a social networking site that people from all over the world can meet on a particular Zoom call and connect. But what am I coming to? People say, oh, you can leave it, go off social media, detoxify yourself. And some people say they went 1 month without social media, they went out and went to see this place or that place. But sometimes, for those of us who are Nigerians, those of us who are real with life, when you go on social media, where are you going to? I might want to go and stay all your life doing yoga. But let's be real. The best we can do is to cut down and mature in dealing with social media. If whenever you feel that social media has taken over your life and your answer is to cut off social media, my people, you will forever remain, what I call it, a baby in life circumstance. Why? He that lives a fight will live to fight another day. So he that keeps running away will still have to fight the same battle. Except you want to die and leave social media, or you want to quit social media entirely. When the world we live today, you need social media. Let's look at a few steps to deal with. Number one, recognize the problem. Recognize the problem. If the problem is you, that is looking out for, like I said, getting busy with people's lives, getting really agitated when people seem to be succeeding and you're not succeeding. Recognize the problem and focus on the people succeeding. Don't forget, in this life, we all have our own time. Everybody will do what they can, everybody will do their best, but we all have our time. But if other people's good parts are disturbing you, recognize the problem. It's not social media. You are the problem. Your social media only revealed your insecurity about yourself. Recognize the problem. If I'm spending too much time on social media, and that's why it's called, there's something we call the www, it's called World Wide Web. Because when you get in, you get webbed in. When you get in, you get webbed in. What do I mean? Recognize the problem, because you can be watching one thing and you don't deal with yourself. More will keep coming. Let's continue. So recognize the problem. And the second thing I said, audit your social media diet. What do I mean by this? What do you consume? What do you consume? And then how do you consume it? What do you consume? How do you consume it? Are you consuming toxic things that are messing up your life, or both on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, Tumblr? You know what? Are you consuming toxic things that are affecting you negatively, or you are consuming positive things? We'll look at the benefits of social media, but you have to audit, check out what you're consuming. The next thing is for you to create a better online experience for yourself. What am I saying? What I'm saying is use your social media properly. First of all, create a mindset that will lead you to a better online experience. That you are going out to look for gist or gossip that has bad news there. But all they are going for is for something that will edify you, build you up, teach you more things, and learn and grow. Because one thing that we know, of course, many of us on this line should know this by now, that you can make money and you can benefit off social media. So let's continue. Create that good environment for yourself. Begin with your mind first. Whatever is your mind will translate with what you check. Because why I said so, there's what we call the algorithm. Go to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. If you keep toxifying, messing up your life by negatively watching things, or rather watching negative things online. Let's be practical. If you're watching things that has to do with sexual perversions, I'm sorry, I'm a pastor, so you have to come on that line a little bit. If you focus on watching things, or maybe it may not be a direct one, maybe you just focus once in a while, you see one thing about some perverseness, blah, 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 and you just focus on that. But I mean, what 2 or 3 or 4, because of the World Wide Web, more recommendations will be coming to you to keep watching it. And the more you watch, the more your mind is messed up. And the more your mind is messed up, your life will translate to become something else. So model good behavior online. I said it here, create a better online experience. Model good behavior online. Inspire others. Inspire others. You have something good, something of value, pour it out there. One is someone who watch it and get blessed. Someone watch it and learn. Someone read and be impacted positively and change their world. Inspire somebody out there. Market products, market good products. Make money. Do your sales off the online content. All right. So as part of our social welfare, as part of helping ourselves or wellness, it's good to balance your time on social media. Balance your time on social media. We said it before, the first slide, that we have our 145 minutes every day that we spend on social media, which of course, post-COVID, we know is more than that. Are we together? Post-COVID, we know is more than 145. But for the record's sake, that is 145, which is unhealthy. So let's find time to balance. Let's find a way, receive mercy and grace to balance our time on social media. Monitor your screen time. For those of us who are privileged, I think most modern phones do it now. That especially for iPhones, I know I'm an iPhone user. It shows me my screen time per week. Screen time per week. Then I'll check it. If my screen time per week on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on what's the other one? You know, all the social networking sites. If it is more, if it is maybe, for example, in a percentage, maybe 60% compared to my screen time on productive apps like, you know, online reading something, or you're reading a PDF, you're educating, you're training yourself, you're reading your Bible, you're a Christian, you're Quran, if you're a Muslim, or you're studying other books. If your screen time on social media exceeds your screen time of productivity, you have to check it. Because indeed, there is a distraction there. You have to monitor that screen time and be able to distract, if I'm to use that word, distract your distraction. Monitor it, get other things useful running. The next point is take periodic breaks from social media. You guys said it before, detox, or limit where and when you use social media. You can't be among your family, amongst friends and loved ones in a family time, in a social gathering, and you're on your phone, laughing at your phone. Something must be wrong. Limit when you use it, limit where you use it. If they train, you have to train yourself. You might be in a church, you might be in a meeting, you might be in like your workplace, you might be in a business meeting, wherever. Please leverage on productive sites. Are we together? Let's detox, limit everything. I just gave all this picture because I'm wrapping up my short presentation. There's a lot of sites that we can look into. But personally, there are some here I've just seen, I've not encountered before, but we have all of them here. Probably one or two I think I've not gone to before, but I've gone to Pinterest, I have accounts in Instagram, we have Facebook, we have LinkedIn, we have Snapchat, we have YouTube, we have WhatsApp, of course, common, we have Facebook, we have, okay, this Vimeo is another one there, and B, I don't think I've gone here before, but just a quick example, quick picture for us to look into. And this is not the end, there's more. Spotify, there's still way more social networking like Skype. Oh, we forgot to Skype. We forgot to Skype. All right, let me just wrap up by giving us the benefit of social media. I know we talked about with Tom Lash, with backlash of social media and affecting our mental health and pushing us off general interactions with real life situations. But let's consider very quickly one or two benefits of social media. Like I said, we can easily reach millions of people with information to improve their healthy literacy and even to help us improve. We all could be reached out, we all could be encountered, whatever it is, social media, we can do so much. We can also help increase health-related behaviors through social support groups online. Those who are interested in keto dieting, those who are interested in bodybuilding and weight loss, you can name it, those who have recognized psychologic, not necessarily psychiatric problems, right? Those who have leverage, those who understand, who have and understand that they have some level of psychological issues, they can go there and settle it. But I know of a young man, very educated, very well learned. He was going through a particular sickness, and he had to find a professor. He's in Nigeria. Then he went online, LinkedIn, so many connections, researching. He found a professor in South Africa who has done multiple projects on what he's going through, and he contacted the man. They made a call, they made Zoom calls, they made WhatsApp video calls, WhatsApp audio calls, before you know it, and so on and so forth. Now the guy is good because he met a professor that specializes in what disease is going through. So let's leverage on what we have. The groups online, let the sites be useful, even Facebook. One of the benefits that allows for potential screening and early identification of problems. So if you know you have an issue, you have something you're dealing with, you can get the support group online. If you are ashamed of people that there are support groups everywhere around the world, people who may never know you. Whatever you're doing, you might be into light and sound, you might be music production, leverage on social media for support. You also have increased communication with real life friends, even though they are distant. What am I saying? For example, I'm here today because I have a connection all the way back. I've not left my connections. And guess what? I'm in Guyana. I have a ton of friends my schoolmates, my classmates, my seniors, my juniors, friends in church who traveled our friends fellowship around the world. Around, not just in US, US is no common place, US, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Netherlands, some strange countries, Malta, United Arab Emirates, we have people around the world. So this one, it helps us. I was telling my mother today, Mommy, join Facebook. Why? Many of your friends who are 70 years, 80 years, your aunties and uncles, some of them are on Facebook that you've not met them in a long time. If you go on Facebook, you can connect with them. Another beautiful thing about benefit of online is that we can drive marketing. You can drive marketing properly, advertising, sales. We can drive a lot. We can drive traction to these things, and then we can also make money for ourselves, like I put it on here, making money on social sites. We can make money. I must say this, don't waste your time, or don't waste your dances, don't waste your time pushing out in, I'll put it, not so valuable contents, even on TikToks. It's time we make use of all of these avenues and these sites to generate funds for us. I was speaking to a friend of mine who was encouraging me to open my TikTok account. I opened TikTok, and it was showing me how, even without doing anything, 1 or 2 posts, 3 or 4 posts over the years, and he has made almost 100 and something US, just doing nothing. Because one is on watch, and the whole video he put up and liked it and sent money online to him, and that's he got the money. So let's leverage. I won't speak much on that, but let's leverage on these social media sites. And thank you so very much. I want to yield the platform to our coordinator, Olatemi, to lead us in the Q&A. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you very much. Guys, can we just begin to appreciate Mr. Edion? Can we just begin to thank him? This was very, very insightful. It opened my eyes definitely, and I'm sure that it did for you. The power of social media, the disadvantage, the advantage, right? I believe personally that you were very holistic. You touched every area, right? So you didn't just teach us about why social media is bad, but also what we can do with social media and how we can do it. Thank you very, 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 very much. We really, really appreciate this. So guys, if you have any questions at all, please, if you want to speak, you can raise up your hand, or you can just drop your question in the chat box. I would read it out, and our speaker will address it. So if you know that you want to ask a question, and you feel like talking, you can raise up your hand. We'll unmute you. But if not, you can just drop it in the comment section, guys. Let's do this very quickly. We still have the breakout room to go to, where we'd have more intimate conversation. So if you know that you have a question, please feel free to drop it in the chat box or raise up your hand. Am I seeing any hands raised? Or do we want to drop it? Please, guys, feel free. Let's engage. It's time for questions. Let's engage. Anybody have any question? We don't have questions, guys. Okay, I have a question, because sir, while you were speaking, you spoke about the fear of missing out, which I think is it's sometimes, even when I decide to maybe leave social media and I come back and I see a lot of people doing a lot of things, and I'm like, oh my God, have I missed something? So the fear is real. But what I want to ask now is, it is true, social media, for me personally, I have benefited a lot from social media. Maybe trainings that I have attended, maybe I had a problem and I just went on social media and God just spoke to me through what somebody was saying. So while social media can affect us negatively, it also had its impact. So how would you advise that we if we choose to leave social media for a while for any reason, we don't feel like we're losing out, especially when we come back and it's like, oh my God, people have achieved a lot, and me, what am I even doing? What advice would you give just so that we're not feeling like, we're missing out?
Oh, thank you, Valentine. That's a very important question. How would you handle the missing out? That is very important. The thing, it begins with you. It all begins with you, and it begins with me. Why do I say that? Because the missing out, when we come in and see what others have achieved, if we don't have a sense of completion in ourselves, if you don't have a sense of settlement in ourselves, that other people have their path, other people have their journey in life, other people go where they want to go, right? And I know I have my vision, I have my plan, I have my everything, then that will not be a problem. But if your life is based on other people, that means what I'm saying is you don't have a vision for your life. So you wake up in the morning, check social media, someone becomes a pilot today, and then here you are. You're in law school or a lawyer or you're doing some business because the person became a pilot, and the person traveling around the world, you put it on social media, on Instagram, and be like, oh, I need to be a pilot too. Then you now run and you chase shadows. What's important is finding yourself, finding who you are, finding what gives you value. Do you give yourself value by what you do, or do you allow or is it that other people's activities give you value? When I go on social media, I see so many things out there. What I do when I look at them, I think, oh, you are this, oh, you are that, oh, you are this, oh, you are that. I am excited about what people show up, what they show up online. I feel excited for them. Why? Because I celebrate what they're doing, knowing where they are. Oh, God bless you, my sister from Guyana. She's a nurse online. She said vision is important. It's very important that we know these things. It's very important that we put ourselves in that perspective. When we excited for people, then knowing that this is who I'm supposed to be. I'm not what I see online. I am myself. You might even online, there are many doctors online who are doing extremely very well. But when you go out there and you see them, you look at yourself and say, what are they doing? What am I doing? Sometimes I would say this, you never know what people are doing financially. Because one of the things that we use to record success is finance. When it's like the person is rich, it looks like, oh, all things are good. When the person flaunts money, so like, oh, you don't know what the person is doing. You get a point. You don't know what the person may be doing to be where he or she is, and you may not be able to do. That's what we know the Nigeria we're living in today. Those of us who are Nigerians, who are full Nigerians, we know what's going on. You may not be able to steal the way they are stealing. You may not be able to kill people the way they kill for money. No. In fact, I live in this country where I live in. I'm wrapping up. We live here in Guyana, South America. There are some people's properties and buildings. You look at them, you're wondering, where did you get this money? But when you ask the person, what do you do? I am a trader. What do you trade? I buy and sell children biscuits. Children biscuits will give you such kind of property. If you follow that man and go and join that business, that trade, buying and selling cookies for children, no matter how much you work, 10, 15 years, you will never get to build the kind of things the man has built. Why? There's more to what the man is doing for his finance. You should ask the man, what do you do for this money to be like this? Because by the time you ask the person will tell you the truth. Will you be able to go this route? Can you do it? So it is time that we own up ourselves, our vision for our life, and own up what we have to do. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much for that. Very, very, very important. I mean, being self-aware and just knowing and being satisfied with what we're doing, understanding that as we keep going, things keep getting better, right? Guys, do we have any questions?
Yeah, Ukichi has a question. Some people are raising them.
Okay. I can't seem to see it. Okay, Uche. Okay. Can you unmute yourself? Uche. Okay, please go ahead. Uche, you can go ahead. Ask a question.
Sorry, am I audible enough? I don't know whether you can hear me.
Yes, you are.
You can, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So I have a question for the speaker. We're not oblivious to the fact that people deal with a lot of anxiety and depression. And with time, they have developed, I will not say that they are healthy coping mechanism, but they've developed this kind of habits of just going to social media to block out how they are feeling and get some sort of pleasure that they need. In itself, I'm not certain whether that's an healthy habit. I don't think so. So that's my first question, whether that is an healthy habit. And also, I would like to know what you think about that act and what are the practical steps to deal with that, because I think that's where the addiction to social media can come from, because it sort of gives you a momentary pleasure, like instant gratification, especially if you're dealing with so much anxiety. So what do you think about that, and what are the practical steps one can take to come out from that?
Wow, thank you so much. That was a very wonderful question. And it's very practical, it's very true. It is very extremely true. People go through psychological issues and they go out on social media to find a way to drown out and to blend in and feel okay about themselves. You are very correct. But is that a good way? It's both ways. It's both good and bad. Both good and bad in the sense that if it's good, the good part is if the person knows what he or she is dealing with. For example, let's not take a typical case, personality disorder. If a person, for example, typical case, someone has a multiple personality disorder, typical case, and the person realizes that, oh, that sometimes I'm like this, in the next, when something happens, when I go into a certain, maybe an anxiety or something happens to me that triggers the other personality inside, he or she comes out. You see people like that. It happens. People that they may be 50-year-old man, but suddenly when he has his episode, a 10-year-old child comes out, or a 3-year-old baby comes out and starts speaking from the person. So if the person realizes that, and the person is knowledgeable enough, they go to social media. My advice would be to go and find out what to do, or find out and learn more about that disorder, rather than going on social media to look for validation. Because many times when we go through psychological imbalances, our social media presence is to go and look out for validation of who we are and what we are, on what we claim, what we also claim to be. Someone can be going through, for example, medically, someone can have blood pressure of 140, whatever, and the person is in denial, and because of that, blood pressure has been checked and it's still 140, 150. The person now jumps to social media to go and waste himself and say, let me see that I have high blood pressure. Let me just watch social media. Hopefully it will calm me down. Social media is not the answer. It's not a treatment to so many things. It's not a treatment. Find out what the issue is. That was in the good side. But in the bad side, like I said, the good side first. The bad side was if you go to social media to help you, to make you feel good about yourself, make you feel maybe you're going through a psychological issue, you go there to make you feel that, oh, what you're going through is not a psychological issue. It's just your thinking, imagination. Then you'll be deceiving yourself. I know of a lady who has attention deficit, who is very busy, and she married the husband. The husband is trying his best to put everything together, let's work together, let's flow together. He's trying his best. Then she goes behind the husband, says so many things. The husband does one thing wrong, and she capitalizes that, because he knows I'm from an abusive home, and she goes online. Guess what? All these things, when she goes online, she goes to look for videos talking about people who are deceiving her, only to nail on the husband, to nail that the husband, you're the one deceiving me, you're a wicked man, you don't care about how I feel, trying to nail the husband, nail the husband, nail the husband. But guess what? The husband will quietly and calmly, as a nice man, go with her through that period. Whatever she put online, he pays no attention to it. He keeps affirming his love. One day, everything dies on. She's not, before you know, the next uploads on social media, on WhatsApp, Facebook, such a loving husband, my babe for life. This was the same lady last week. You were talking about all that deceived that want to kill you because, if you get my point. But it's very important that however we want to use social media, know yourself and know what will be beneficial for you. Don't go there because you want to be happy. Go there because if you should need help, then you must get help on social media. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. While you were talking, I something struck me, which is if we're really going to apply these things you're talking about, it takes a lot of self-discipline.
Absolutely.
A lot of self-discipline, a lot of talking to ourselves, a lot of just disciplining ourselves, honestly. Kemi, I saw that you raised up your hand. Can you unmute yourself and ask your question, please? Kemi, can you hear us?
Yeah, muted. She's muted.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for the talk. So my question is, what's the maximum time to spend on social media? You made mention of if your productivity, if the use of your social media is more than your productivity, then you need to check it out. So what if your productivity on social media is let's say about 7 minutes, and you use social media for 5 hours? Is that fair enough?
Thank you very much. Sakam, you like social media very well.
No.
All right. Thank you. It's a good question. A very practical question. It's very practical. It's practical because it happens a lot. It happens a lot that we know we are. Let me answer this question 2 ways. If your productivity is now on social media, in other words, how your life gets better, your business, your fundings, your finances, your runnings, your marketings on social media, the time spent there will obviously be more because you're trying to monitor whatever is coming in, whatever traction, whoever sent in something, whoever dropped his email address, whoever liked or commented on the product you're trying to market or sell. So your time on social media on your phone now, this is where it comes now. So you have to go beyond your phone now to having to do it your laptop, get a computer that can make you settle in one place and know that you have business time to deal with. So if that happens, your social media, or your productivity is on social media, your time on social media will surely increase. Why? Because this is where money is coming from. For example, if you're a YouTuber or you're an intelligent YouTuber, you have to begin YouTube videos. I started trying to make YouTube videos, realized it's very, very time-taking because it's not just recording like this. You have to get yourself either a very good latest smartphone, get lightings involved, get mics involved, if you have to buy a new camera, get a camera, get stand, tripod stand, get everything set up, get your background. I've watched some YouTube videos. Someone like me, I'm a stickler to beautiful things that I watch online. So in whatever content I'm watching, you have to be crisp and clear. So those who are YouTubers, those who are content creators, you see those who are doing TikToks or us here doing TikTok, we have the ring light because we want everything to be, nice and good. If that is your source of funds, you do TikTok, you dance on TikTok, you jump, you somersault. At the end of whatever video you've done, as life goes on, you find a way or whatever, people keep watching and you're being paid for those videos. Well, of course, the time will increase. If your time on getting stuff on YouTube, because you have to pull out videos either once a week, twice a week, 4 times a week, you have to put that out, your time will be more. But if you're someone facing your regular job, someone facing your own business, not tied to social media, for example, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're an engineer, you're a marketing consultant, you're an architect, you work with an NGO, whatever you're doing, if you're committed a task in the office, you will not be busy with your, even if you're a security, even as a security guard. Have you gone to a company, let's say walk into a bank, and I see the security man pressing his phone and smiling, and he opens the door for you, come in, welcome. And you're not serious, because the productivity time is pushed into social media, which doesn't make sense. So there's no real average time. The best time is the time that you put for yourself, knowing what you would have done with your own time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that, sir. And I love the way you answered, because I was also going to ask, for people who do business online, how do they balance it? And you answered it. So we're going to take one more, and then we'll go to our breakout rooms. But let me ask what Oluwatosi said. How do I realistically curb seeming addiction to my smartphone, especially social media? When I start pressing my phone, I would not be able to stop, or do a lot of time is gone.
Thank you very much. That's a very nice one. A very nice one. I hope we're all learning, because we have to learn. And I'll tell you what I practically do. I realized that, let me show the picture I have here. I think I'll just put it out so that, I don't know if I can share this picture now. Okay. I do it a lot, and actually I'm also, I also fall prey. I don't know if you can see this picture on my, have you seen it? Yeah, so this picture tells me something when I first saw it. Because normally it is easy to use your phone because it's not heavy. So how do you help curb all of these things? How do you walk yourself through this phone thing, the addiction to the phone? The phone is very light. The phone is carryable. The phone is this. If you want to help yourself, number one thing you do to help you reduce gradually, because you can't stop it one day, you can't drop your phone one day. If you have the funds, let's be real and practical. Buy something like this big smartphone, iPad or tablet. Or sometimes carrying with you a computer, you will notice that you'll be tired. No, let's be practical. The phone is small, the phone is light, the phone is pocketable, it goes with you everywhere. You want in the washroom, you're with your phone. The living room, you're with your phone. And you have to carry. Imagine you carrying a laptop around everywhere. Imagine the discipline of carrying a laptop. Or rather, you have a desktop at home. Imagine you putting on your Facebook, on your account, uploading it, putting it out there on your desktop and disciplining yourself to only use certain time-taking or time-consuming apps while you're on the desktop. Imagine doing that. For me, I believe it will reduce your social media activity because you will feel tired, you will feel worn out. I know over time you can master it and using for example, iPads they are common these days. You can easily now use it easily. In fact, it's even nicer because you have a bigger screen to view. But the more we discipline ourselves, the more we inconvenience ourselves or look for ways to inconvenience ourselves, it will help us. And how to do it, another thing you have to do is a setting on your phone. I think some phones do it. There's a setting. All these days, technology can help you. You can download apps that can help you productivity. You can download apps that can help you, and those apps you can set them to block off social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, for a period of time. In fact, you can set your phone such that those sites, by the time it is a particular time, it winds down. I used to have a phone that my friend gave to me many years ago. Whenever it gets to 9 p.m. at night, the phone will tell me, I try to open Facebook. Facebook won't open. I open WhatsApp. It will tell me you can't use it now until tomorrow morning. It was a setting. I adopted it to my setting. I couldn't find a setting because I'm trying to get used to my phone. So I did my what we call sleep and wake up in my phone, so that from 9 p.m. or 8:30, my phone tells me prepare winding down to sleep. So by that winding down to sleep, a lot of apps become almost, they're not disabled totally, but they become disabled. My screen locks easily, so that I'll have to go through different areas to unlock it. It's a setting. Just, you can check your phone, check if you want to really help yourself. You would find a way that you would do all of these things. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. And I mean, another thing, you just really have to discipline yourself. Okay, we're going into the breakout room now. Gary will be adding us. And once we're done with the breakout room, please, we're to come back and we're just going to talk about our experience in the breakout room. And then we sort of start rounding up. So, Dari, please go ahead.